Great. Well, I thank you all for joining us tonight. I am so excited for us to share with you what's happened in our life the last 4 or 5 days. And just to thank Sandy and Lee and Deb and Jeff and Rick for coming to probably the most historic conference certainly I have ever been to. And we just hope we can impart some excitement and inspiration to you guys because we received a ton of it to share. And just hope that you'll be able to mark your calendars for the next conference. It's March 26th to the 28th. That's our spring conference. Now, that means we only have 5 months to work this time towards achieving our goals and promotions. They will have to be done by the end of February. But anyway, spring conference, Phoenix, March 26th through 28th. And there's lots of ways to earn your way there. You can get Southwest gift cards, 25 bucks at a time, 50 bucks at a time. Around here, it's at Kroger. And on the weekend, you get 4 times gas fuel points for that. So that's a cool thing to do. Also, you can get a credit card that you just use and pay off. And that gets air miles. There's different ones that you could just Google and check them all out and get a free one for, that doesn't cost you anything. And also start looking now for lodging out there. Find an Airbnb or something close to the convention center or a hotel. There are 8,000 people at this conference, and we're expecting that or more because we're growing at the next conference. This was probably the biggest one I've ever been to. So the biggest news that, we've all been in this container and nobody's been able to talk about the news. So the cat's now out of the bag, and that is a one-price compensation plan. And Kurt Beavers is going to explain that on the 9 o'clock call. And they're still working out some details for that, but the basic plan's in place. And I really encourage you to be on that call and hear how he explains it. He's explained it to me a million times. We've been on calls since May learning about this. And I think you'll be pleased. There's a lot of opportunity. And one of the nicest pieces of it for anybody on this call that's a sales coordinator is they've added a new position between sales coordinator and senior sales, and that's called qualifying senior sales coordinator. They'll be talking about that tonight. And so that's exciting. And just if you don't have that number, you can write it down. It's the Zoom for that call is 770-313-2624. And so anyway, we have some takeaways for you. And Sandy was to go first, and I don't think she's on the call. So is she? I can't see. Oh, yeah, she is. So Sandy, if you want to unmute yourself and share a couple things.
Yeah, sure. So the cool thing to me, one of the things that stood out from Jamie Kenzie was be me. Who is losing out because I'm not being authentically me, because I'm not sharing enough, because I'm not living large enough, that I'm staying to my own little self and not sharing with others enough. So that was kind of huge, like to focus on who is losing out because I'm not out there sharing that enough. That was kind of big. Also, from Sheila Tomerlin and Michelle Barnett, you can't change destination and outcome overnight, but you can change your direction instantly. That was kind of huge. I can't change where I've been headed, but I can change the direction right now. And I can't change the outcome right now, but I can change direction instantly. To ask questions, identify needs and desires to paint the picture. In other words, cast vision, because vision changes everything. And that is so true. I mean, all you need to do is go to a conference to know that. Because there's so much that we cannot tell you on this call. We can't, bring that conference experience to you. From Shelley Mackey, to love people hard, to help others meet their goals, and don't let anything stop you from helping other people meet their goals. And I remember Zig Ziglar saying, when you help others meet their goals, you will be helped too. And, that's just what we need to do, and not to give up and inspiring the best in people. So I don't know, there was a lot of stuff about loving others and caring more about their health and their well-being than you care about what they think of you. That was pretty big. So.
Okay, thanks. How about you, Deb?
Yeah, so my big thing is I just love the culture. I love everything about conference, seeing the people that I only get to see a couple times a year. I love the side conversations that you have in the restrooms and the hallways during the meals and team dinners and when traveling back and forth to our hotels. I especially love the new NMD speeches, and they are peppered with insights, and the detailed training of those people who have come before me, that those were from the not so new NMDs. But the new NMD speeches will be published and available to read, so you'll love those. I also love hearing about the incredible research that's ongoing by our JP scientists. And Nancy, you would have loved that part. And about the amazing results that others experience as they consume Juice Plus. There was a great panel of athletes, Olympic athletes, facilitated by gold medalist gymnast Shannon Miller. They shared their most vulnerable moments of fears, failures, and the tough challenges that they had along their own journeys. And they were real people, really amazing stories. The other thing is I love how the company gives to others. This year at conference during lunch break, we helped pack thousands of boxes of food for hunger relief for the efforts in Texas. And next year in 2020, it will mark 50 years in the health business for our company, and donations will be made on behalf of every customer's order to the Children's Hunger Fund. So I think that's amazing. I love also the renewal of energy and the growth of knowledge and the synergy of relationships that only come through a gathering of extended family members. And I heard anywhere from 8 to 10,000 strong. I'm not sure of the exact number yet. I also love how much love is poured into everybody. Like Sandy said, no matter what you do, a little or a lot with the company, they pour their love into you. I mean, Catherine Lee, if you get a chance to hear her, she's brilliant. I love everything about the conference. So my challenge and my invitation to all of you, come to Phoenix, come in the spring, mark it on your calendar now and come with us.
Thanks. We had so much fun together, just eating together, hanging out together, visiting. And we get together and show each other things about how to use your phone for this, that, the other thing. I ran into Eric, the guy that owns Teamsy, out in the hallway. He had a booth. And he showed me how to put the Teamsy app on my phone. So if you want to know that, it's pretty simple. It's app.teamsy.com. And that changed everything for me. I would really like us to take a look at Teamsy. You can get a 30-day free trial of that. And I have it. I pay for it. I don't utilize it the way I could. And so on Monday night, just for you to know, I think I've invited everybody, but if I haven't, look on our Facebook page. There's going to be a Facebook party Zoom call not Monday. I'm sorry. It's tomorrow night at 8:30 on strategies. And Jen Benjamin will be talking about how she uses Teamsy. So that's pretty cool. I'll have to tell you a funny story, and I wasn't going to share this, but you talked, Deb, about, meeting people in the hall. So we have this brand new video that Julie Herbst has done. She's just amazing. And she was staying at our hotel. So we're getting on the elevator, and it's after 10 o'clock, and we're just a bunch of country bumpkins and didn't know anything, but so was she. And so we couldn't get past the 6th floor, and we'd get up to the 6th floor and it'd take us back down. And so we'd get off and try another elevator. We did that 3 times. And finally, somebody said, you have to put your card on this little round thing to let you go above the 6th floor. And we just all laughed and said we wouldn't tell, but I just did. Anyway, and she's so real, just such a sweetheart. So you want to see all the videos that she's done. If I have a minute, I'm really watching the clock here to try to show you where some of that stuff is on the virtual office if you haven't seen it. We saw a great book. They threw it up on the big screen called Freakishly Effective Social Media for Network Marketing. It's by Ray and Jessica Higdon. I think that would be a fun thing to get a hold of and take a look at and see if we could do a book study on it together and what it would do for our businesses, particularly since we're not all in each other's living room every day. And then there was a lot of discussion about events. That's how you grow your business. Tonight, they're going to have everybody who are main speakers at conference on this call at 9, which is why we don't want to be late. Jackie Klein and Rhonda Hubbard talked about events. They'll train again tonight. I'd like to all of us take notes on that and see what they share that speaks to us that we would like to adopt. And then this is my big brainstorm. So in Cleveland on January 31st, Valerie Miles, who is a pediatric integrative medicine physician, MD, will be a Friday night IHL speaker, and then Saturday is the Cleveland Regional, and Dwana will be there too. And I just thought, since so many of us were unable to get to conference, this could be like our little conference here in Ohio. We could figure out a place to stay. I don't know if we get an Airbnb or what we could do to hang out together and make that fun. And so you guys think about that. And I don't know. I don't think it's all that far. We have a person in Pennsylvania who could slip over. We have one in New York too. Maybe could take a little flight to come see us. Just saying. So anyway, that flyer I'll put on Facebook. The summer tour this summer, remember last year it was in Chicago and Charlotte, I think. It's going to be in Nashville in July. We don't know the dates. So I hope that we can all go there. And then tomorrow night is this Systems Create a Successful and Sustainable Business. That's also on our page. And next Monday will be It's Our Business, which is an opportunity call. And it was done live here at Flyboys. And it's the Next Gen group talking about what they loved about the product, but what they loved about the business. And one of the theme things that I heard was Juice Plus fills in the nutritional gap, but it also fills in the financial gap. And I think what I'm hearing is that we need to be braver about sharing that piece and not shy away from it. So there are some new features also on your virtual office. Don't know if you've been there. I'd like to take a look at that, but I wanted to give the guys an opportunity for one thing maybe that stood out to you. We really appreciate that you came with us. And, we all say, Jay Martin says everybody needs a buddy. So we had husband buddies this weekend, but there are other buddies out there for us. And so I don't know, did Lee or Rick or, that's something else. Or Jeff have some big thing, an eye popper.
Yep, I had a few things.
Okay.
From Shelley Mackey, success is a choice. Step out of your boat and decide today to step out. That was one of the things that stood out. And if you have the right mindset and show up every day, you will succeed. And that was, I think, Penny Shack.
Yeah, I think so.
And then what I really liked, it's about the company. Remember our values: longevity, authenticity, quality, community, simplicity, approachability. And another comment was simplification creates acceleration. So keep it simple.
That's what we're doing. We're simplifying everything. So thank you.
Yep.
How about you, Jeff? Thank you. Like you had some aha moment about the omega, maybe?
Well, yeah, I enjoy listening to him talk about the studies that's out there, and it sounds like there's 5 or 6 new ones that's going to be released maybe in 2020. But the big one that Dr. Manfred talked about was the Omega study that really took me by surprise. It was only an 8-week study, and they took a very minimum amount of the capsules too, and it really increased the omega-3 values. And you could tell just by his comments and the way he presented that he and the rest of them were shocked at how quickly the omegas were reacting in people's bodies. So that was pretty exciting. It was a small study. I think there was only like 60 or 65 people in that study, but it had some great results. So I'm looking forward to see what else they're working on. But this new Juice Plus Science Institute's really doing some great things. It's exciting.
Yeah, thank you. How about you, Rick? Oh, you have to take yourself off mute. Let's see. Where are you? Okay.
Okay. Yeah, there were 3 things. I mean, the first thing is all the leaders and presenters, they were talking about what a pivotal time this is in the company. And I think that's primarily due to 2 things. One is the simplification that Carolyn mentioned and Kurt's going to be talking about with the comp plan and everything else. But the other thing is companies making a tremendous amount of investment in technology and moving us to the digital world. So in the future, you'll be able to do things like put products in the cart and send it to a person, and you'll know whether they open that cart or not. I mean, that's just one aspect, but they're literally investing millions of dollars going to the digital space. The other thing is social media. I was impressed by how people that didn't live in, big cities or something, they were able to grow their business through social media. And one of the things that they said was, you are your brand, not Juice Plus. Juice Plus is not your brand, but you are, and you're really your own TV show. And then the last thing was Sean Myers said that Juice Plus does really good. It does good in good times. It does really, really good in bad times. And I'm not a pessimist, but I do think that the economy at some point in the future is going to have a severe downturn. And I think that Juice Plus is, a good place to be. That's it.
Thanks. That's funny because, he likes the technology. He sold it for 30 years, right? And interestingly enough, the guy, they're going to call that All Things Digital when it's released. And so that's the guy that's putting that together used to work at IBM. So we got 5 minutes. I want to share this screen with you because I think it'll help you. They might share it again, but let's try this. That's not the one that I wanted. Okay, so here's the virtual office that I wanted to show you really quickly. So if you have not seen this before, you can track your PB and your POB. And it tells you what's already been collected, what's you've got in excess, and what's pending. The other place I want to show you is in what's new. And these are the documents that you can study. This is a video. These are going to talk all the the names of the positions are changing. So that's not to scare you. It's just to let you know that that's the way it is. And then this is a slide that talks about so now I went to Facebook, the cost of the blends. So in 20 years, we haven't had that big of a price increase. And if you divide any of those numbers by 12, it's pretty simple. And so in Voxer, we've sent out today some verbiage that you can use when you are talking to customers about their price changing. And let me get rid of all this stuff. And I don't think we'll have any problem at all with the price change in people. I mean, I've been through 2 and it was negligible. And then the other piece is the new Tower Garden home. They'll talk about that tonight.
Hey, Carolyn,
Yeah,
I have to tell you, I looked at the price thing, and our quad is only going up 50 cents a month. So the price change is really negligible.
right, right. So they'll talk about this tonight. That will be available. And go to Insights. You'll get the email tomorrow. It will give you all the details. And I think that's the big thing. Oh, in here, there's a picture of this book. Hang on. So I kind of did this slideshow of pictures to show you a little bit about conference. This is the tower home, and you can take off these 2 sections and toss it in your car if you want to. That's Stacy Kennard when she made their sales coordinator, Fast Track. But anyway, this is the book. So you guys take a look at that on Amazon, see if it's something you'd like to do together, and then let's think about when we could do it if you want to. I think for us, I think it's a great next step. And so, Rick, I appreciate your sharing that. So there you have it. And we made it. It's 8:53. Any questions? We got 2 minutes for questions. I can unmute everybody. Maybe. There we go. Unmute all. There we go. And I'm going to stop.